Oh, what's going on, man? We back. Marcy Sports Talk in the building, man. Gonna get ready to talk about some Detroit Pistons, man. Appreciate everybody that's gonna check in. Appreciate the brothers and sisters supporting what we doing, man. One time for the one time we grinding. Uh, Excuse me for the lighting shit. I'm waiting on my green screen and lighting package to come. So when that comes and I'm able to redo my man cave, cause I have to move some things around, I'll be uh I'll be A1. Definitely gonna continue with these setups and even better, man. So appreciate it, man. Told you guys gonna come back tomorrow and talk about the Detroit Pistons last night. They beat the Knicks. Good, dominant. Didn't have to beat the Knicks because the Hornets end up falling to the Magic even without one of them. Well, the Magic's best player currently, Nikola Vujovic, didn't play last night, and Magic still held it down. But in that scenario, if we wanted to match up against the Toronto Raptors, we needed the Charlotte Hornets to win. And then the Miami Heat did lose, so salute to Dwayne Wade, amazing career. I still believe he was the best player in the league in '06. People were crying, complaining Kobe. Kobe, one of my favorite guys, but D Wade was the best player in '06. Man, I remember the way he pretty much carried the Miami Heat team to that championship. So, um, unfortunately, he ain't get to go out in the playoffs. Man, I thought Miami had a really good team. It's just I don't know what they're missing. Maybe it could be coaching. Maybe Pat Riley, Thomas passed them by. But I'd rather see them in than the Magic. I guess I don't have no hate. Just want to see D Wade go out on top. But shout out to D Wade, man, and them. But we got in. Great thing about it is, we ain't had no playoff team since when? The Red Wings, they deserve to fall off. They were so dominant for so long. Rebuild themselves up. The Tigers been going through it, over the last few years. Um, the Lions, they ain't won a playoff game since what '91. And the Pistons the Pistons and the Red Wings really carried the city for the last decade. Um, Red Wings throughout the '90s. The Pistons was bad throughout the '90s. They rebuilt, and ever since the '04, '05, '06 type of Pistons, now we almost we almost approaching 20 years now. So could be 2 decades without for the Pistons. Last time it was pretty much the '90s into the early 2000s, and then we started to pick it up, and then we started to build a championship team. Um, I would have thought Joe Dumars would have knew how to continue to do that. He tried to, you know, build the Pistons on the fly. He just didn't know how to do what R.C. Buford and Popovich knew how to do. And I'm getting to the Milwaukee Buck talk. He didn't know how to really just, draft. You draft Carmelo, you change his fortunes by tenfold. You draft better. Look at the Spurs. Even after Robinson left with Ginobili, or when they took over Tony Parker. I mean, trading for Kawhi Leonard, they was just a better, well-run organization than we were, and Dumars was trying to plug in Iverson, and he could never really replace Ben Wallace with Nazim Muhammad. Or what was it, Chris Webber? I think Derek Coleman came here at the end. You just never could really figure out. And at the end of the day, you can't stay hot. But you gotta know what you're doing. Be consistent. The GM, vice president, the president of basketball operations spot is a critical position. And Dumars tried to rebuild it with Villanueva, Ben Gordon, and Josh Smith. He tried to recreate that perfect storm that he did with Chauncey, Ben, and Rip, and the rest of them, and it just never really worked out for them, man. So now Stan Van Gundy totally obliterated the team. He set us back probably another decade, and Ed Stefanowski's like he know what he's doing. To be honest, he's the intern. He look like he know what he's doing. So hopefully get the team back on track eventually. We play the Milwaukee Bucks. Fred Jackson salute. Milwaukee Bucks is a really good team, long team. Always gave us problems going back to last year. They give problems because they're really really long. You know what I'm saying? Probably the hottest, the best player currently in the Eastern Conference, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Strong kid, working on his jumper. I mean, you know, Eric Bledsoe is really good. Chris Middleton, Bledsoe, Brogdon, Brook Lopez is really going to determine Ilyasova, Mirotic health. It's going to really determine if the Bucks go to the championship or not. The Bucks have gave us problems over the last 2 years. They might have swept us last year, and I know they swept us this year for nothing. They've been balling in the Central Division, and right now it's their time to win the championship. Seem like Giannis wants to be there. It seems like he happy there, and I might get some players to come play there with him. So Our chances to be real is slim to nothing. Maybe 1-2%, barring injury. I know they got some health issues, but if Ilyasova, Mirotic is healthy, Chris Middleton continues to do what he do, Eric Bledsoe do what he do. This team, this team might be a championship caliber team right now. I thought they might lose in the Eastern Conference Finals or in the second round, just off the strength of experience. If we remember the Detroit Pistons, we had to get used to playing. We couldn't get over Jersey. We couldn't get over. We had to get past Indiana. Jersey was a team that we really had to get over. The Jersey Nets at the time, and they kept putting us out. And eventually, we built up. We got past them. We built up. We got past the Pacers, and it's a process. You know what I'm saying? It's a process. And the Milwaukee Bucks got to go through that process. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you might just be too good not to go through the process. You know, sometimes you gotta just be too good to go through the process. Maybe you just good enough to shoot there right now. But even the Golden State Warriors went through that process. With Mark Jackson, then they made some adjustments and got Steve Kerr, and then eventually they went on to win the championship. He made some subtle adjustments that added to the team to really get them a championship, longer shelf life. With the Pistons, with the Bucks, excuse me. I think they made that adjustment with Budenholzer. The Pistons made it from Rick Carlisle to Larry Brown. Don't forget that. So it's a lot of parallels when you talk about championship teams. It's usually the journey, the heartache of, the bad boys can't get over the Boston hump. The going to work Pistons couldn't get over the Jersey hump. And eventually they made adjustments. They were strong headed, great coach, made a coaching adjustment, and they did that. Now with Milwaukee, they couldn't get over the Boston hump. You know what I'm saying? Now they made the coaching change. Now they're playing better. Now those guys have playoff experience. I can see them shooting to the championship and really winning it because nobody has an answer for Giannis. If you do pack the paint on Giannis, you double bind Giannis up, and you do that, um, then you got to respect the shooters. And I think that's what people are gonna do. All right, Chris Middleton got to beat us. Mirotic got to beat us. Um, Brook Lopez got to beat us. Eric Bledsoe got to beat us. Brogdon got to beat us. I mean, and the kid from Michigan is playing now. DJ Wilson is gonna have to beat us. So a lot of them dudes playing with a lot of confidence over there, man. What's going on, Bad Boys TV? So they're playing with a lot of confidence, and for the Pistons, they got to, in this series, man, they got to really shoot the ball well. You need the best from Reggie Jackson. Orlando, salute. He said Bucks and Suits hope the Pistons can win. Yeah, I don't know, depending on their health. Yeah, me and Orlando going to one of them games, man. Making provisions. Nah, I'm supposed to be buying my Avenger Endgame tickets, man. I got to buy them joints when I get off, or they be sold out. But appreciate the super chat, but yeah, man. So it all depends, man. Just looking at the matchup, it's gonna be hard because Blake Griffin ain't healthy, man, and he consistently over his career, him and Chris Paul consistently get injured at the wrong times. It's just what it is. They consistently get injured at the very, 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 very wrong times. And it's sad though, man. It's unfortunate. It's not nothing like they choking like James Harden in the playoffs. He gets to the playoffs, he started choking. It ain't nothing like that. It's just like shit, they just not built for 82 games. It's something you get them guys in football. You get them guys in football, that's amazing. Man, if he can stay healthy, what was the kid from Ohio State, Devin Smith, can never stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? Never could take the field. Probably not in the league no more. Oh, if he can stay healthy, or if he didn't have durability issues with the Lions, Adrian Waddle, if he could stay healthy, he probably would have been a top offensive lineman in this league. But if it was a fifth, we'll all be drunk. So you do have those players, and Blake Griffin, unfortunately, is one got the worst durability. Him and Chris Paul, they took chances at the most critical moments. They continue to miss the best game. It's no surprise to me that Blake Griffin got hurt at the end of the season, because you can see after the All-Star break, he just wasn't the same player. After the All-Star break, he didn't have the same juice. After the All-Star break, he was just wore down. They put so much stress on him during the season. He might have had one or two, three worst games in the first half of the season. And I'm like, damn, Dwayne Casey should rest him a little bit more. He did whatever he did different working out this offseason. He treated his body well. He's just one of those guys that's just injury prone, and he just get them. Chris Paul the same way. It's not meant for them to be healthy. And that's the risk you took when you brought Blake Griffin here. Had Blake Griffin had a complete healthy season, and the Pistons not had those bad stretches, had he got help from Reggie Jackson like he paid to do, had Luke Kennard play consistently with that same energy play with the last two nights, and that confidence that he play, it ain't a matter about talent with Luke Kennard. It's a matter about confidence. It's a matter of Dwayne Casey going to get him involved in the offense. Is he going to run him off strings? Is he going to let him be the primary ball handler and make stuff happen? He should be having Reggie Jackson role, and Reggie Jackson should be in Luke Kennard role. Let Luke Kennard handle the ball and be the point guard, because Reggie Jackson ain't shit but a glorified two. And at that, he just is just wishy washy. He's one of the most erratic, inconsistent players of all time I've seen to play with the Pistons. Once in the blue moon, he looked like he played what he worth. You know, once in the blue moon, you be like, damn nigga, that nigga, damn, if Reggie could do that at least 70% of the season, the Pistons will have a 4 or 5 seed. Luke Kennard played with that confidence, and Dwayne Casey get him involved more. He was healthy. You say the same thing. Damn. Well, Luke Kennard, on man, maybe I can see why they took him over Donovan Mitchell. Andre Drummond, if he played with that same energy and that consistency down the stretch, I know he had some ups and down games, but it's gonna happen. But down the stretch from after the All-Star game, you know what I'm saying? You got him, Blake playing how he supposed to play, Reggie playing how he supposed to play, Luke playing how he supposed to play. Ish Smith improved in the offseason, him giving you what he giving you off the bench. Langston Galloway giving what you getting off the bench. Getting Wayne Ellington, put him on the bench, giving what you getting. Another one is Glenn Robinson. You know what I'm saying? Just like his daddy, he just didn't have that go. You know? He just don't have that, like, you can see the ability in Glenn Robinson. You like, damn, Glenn Robinson could be a good 6-man, or he could be a good starter, a solid starter in this league. He could be real solid in this league. But guess what? You just don't seem like he got the confidence or just the drive. And that's what they used to talk about his daddy in Milwaukee. Glenn Robinson and Luke Kennard, if they played with aggression and they had a fire up their ass, excuse my language, shit, man, them dudes would be a lot better. It ain't about ability with them. It's about will and want, and do they have a fire? Same fucking attitude with them. Kind of be out there like beta males when they have alpha male capabilities. But if everybody was the same, shit, it is what it is. Renardo, what's going on? Rodney say Luke can run the point. He's a shooter. Now he can run the point. He can run. He can handle the ball perfectly enough, because Blake Griffin gonna handle the ball 70% of the times anyway. You just ask him to do what Reggie Jackson do. He can play that point guard position, because really he ain't nothing but a glorified spot up shooter at that position. He definitely can run the point. He definitely got enough ball handling skill to run the point guard, because Blake running it right now. You just playing off of Blake. You handling the ball every now and again. You can put him in pick and roll, pick and pop. Shit, better than Reggie Jackson probably, at least on the consistent. Fred said I'm trying to move Blake this offseason. That's gonna be tough with that knee injury. If there's any time they should have traded him was at the deadline, to be honest. But that's just my personal opinion. His stock was the highest. Lucas Kennard is capable, but Dwayne Casey got to put him in the system and make sure he can get it done. Yeah, you got to pretty much force him to get it done. Andre Drummond is the king of that shit. Was that king? He said that was Antoine Johnson. Fred Jackson said they got to find a point guard anyway, because everybody know they going to move Reggie Jackson probably sooner than later. Yeah, he got an expiring contract next year. It's $19 million. No drive in Drummond that time. Yeah, down the stretch. Okay, Antoine, I'll get you. Down the stretch, Drummond showed some drive. He should dominate Brook Lopez in this series. He should dominate Ilyasova. He should dominate who else? Paul Gasol soft ass. He should dominate Mirotic down there. Andre Drummond should dominate. He should dominate. But for the series, man, it's tough, man. It's tough. I heard that the Milwaukee has some health issues, man, but I'm not worried about it. They got until Saturday. When I don't know when their schedule release, Saturday or Sunday. Sunday at 7 Eastern Standard Time when the Pistons and Bucks play. Yep. Sunday at 7 just came up on the TV screen. So they got until Sunday. So they should be healthy. I don't just think Blake gonna be healthy enough. The way he moving around, it's probably best for them to shut him down before he permanently mess up his knee like Grant did his ankle. I don't know the severity of his ankle, but in the grand scheme of things, be real, I don't see them getting no game. I don't. Not without a healthy Blake Griffin. I don't believe Blake gonna be healthy. I don't see them getting a game. I'm not being negative. like I said here, let me put this out here, man. People get mad because they think I'm supposed to come out here and be a fanboy. And look here, man. I keep my personal views, my fandom for my personal social media and my personal just relationships with different people. I run my channel with an iron fist. I run it from a realistic standpoint. If you was to go out there and ask a Philadelphia fan or a Jacksonville fan what they think of the Detroit Pistons or the Detroit Lions or something like that, like I'm trying to give you an outside view looking in. I'm not giving you an optimistic view on my channel. I think a lot of people get that misconstrued. I'm supposed to be on here being a fanboy. No, I'm gonna tell you how it is and what it is. I'm not gonna just tell you no fugazi shit. I'm not gonna lead you wrong purposely. Just gonna keep it real. But I don't really see the Pistons getting the game. Not without a healthy Blake. Now you tell me Blake is healthy, then yeah, I think they can get a game. If Blake is completely healthy, they can get a game. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see them being healthy. So I really see them getting swept. It won't be a competitive sweep like it was with Cleveland last year. You know what I'm saying? Reggie Jackson, you gotta keep it real. What is Reggie Jackson gonna do? Then you lucky if Luke Kennard carry that momentum from the last two games into the playoffs. We fortunate if he do that. Andre Drummond, I believe he'll show up. He'll play with the energy. But what I don't like is the standard in Detroit. I don't like the standard. The new standard is good enough just to make the playoffs for the Lions. It's good enough to make the playoffs for the Pistons. It's good enough if we just win a game for the Pistons. It's good enough for the Lions just to make it. That's my whole thing. It's good enough. No, it's not good enough. Like, we need to raise our standards higher and hold these teams to higher, especially the fucking Pistons. The Pistons got some type of history. They won 3 championships. The Lions, I understand what people were just happy with just making the playoffs, but that shit got to change. I'm not just happy for the Lions to make the playoffs. Since 1991, we ain't won shit. We ain't won shit. So you think it's just good enough for them to finally get a home playoff game? Nah, bruh. Nah, we need to make a deep playoff run. We deserve it. The fans deserve it. For the Pistons, yeah, they got some. In the Red Wings, they got some way. They got some leeway to fuck off. I'm not gonna lie. They gave us glory times. They gave us good times. They really did. But for the Lions, anybody got no time for that shit. We want to win now. And I don't want to sit here counting stats, counting yards thrown. They need to win now. For the Pistons, to be real on their future, this is the ceiling for the Detroit Pistons. This team, this is their ceiling, and people need to recognize this. People say, well, it's good for the Pistons to make the playoffs because, the young players get that experience. All right, what young players you really building around to get that experience? Okay, Drummond, Luke Kennard, who else? Who else is gonna be there for the long run? Blake Griffin, he ain't no spring chicken. Reggie Jackson not gonna be in the fold for too much longer. Okay, you say Bruce Brown, because he playing, but really Kyrie Thomas, he not getting that. Other than them 4, who you really building or who you really building with or building around? Usually teams that sneak into the 8th spot or the 7th or the 6th spot are like the Brooklyn Nets. Good young rising star, probably gonna be a superstar, D'Angelo Russell. Another good possible or Thon Maker, thank you. And Thon Maker, then you look at the Karis LeVert with the Brooklyn Nets, Spencer Dinwiddie. Okay, right there, them 3, Jared Allen, them 3 or 4 core players. How many players with the Pistons that's a core player? Maybe Drummond. You don't know about Luke Kennard because he ain't healthy. He don't play with confidence. I like Thon Maker, but the book's still out on him. You don't know. Bruce Brown, you don't know. Kyrie Thomas, you still don't know. So when you look at teams that really get in there, usually they teams that you need this, need to move this, need to move that, need to do this. Okay, might need to change the team. We there, like the Bucks last year. Coaching change. Bring in Brook Lopez, add Mirotic in, whoop-de-whoop. Kind of shuffle the deck a little bit, and they there. They already got established star in Giannis. Then you look and say, okay, Chris Middleton, he took a step this year. Eric Bledsoe, he got the potential coming out of Kentucky. He took a step this year. Then you say, okay, they got something. With the Pistons, who is your young star you building around? Andre Drummond, he not Giannis. I don't think he's a superstar that's going to be the best player on the team. He's not going to be a top 10 player in this league. I'm sorry. He's not going to be the guy you're going to build around. You build with him, he'll be the third best player in this league. Now, if the NBA wasn't about teaming and gang banging and jumping on people, then I will understand. Then in a perfect world in the NBA, he's probably going to be your second best player. But in this NBA, he's probably at best your third best player on a championship caliber team. Blake Griffin, his best days behind him. I love Blake Griffin, top 20 player this year, possibly top 15, right there in the 15, 7, 20 range. But at the end of the day, he ain't getting no healthier. He ain't getting no younger. So this is your ceiling. Then you taking the fact that Reggie Jackson, Blake Griffin, Andre Drummond are all taking up about 70% of Detroit cap space. So who can you fill in with 30%? If the cap is $109, $110 million, who can you really fill in with them? Because they supposed to be your big three. You motherfuckers gonna laugh when I say this. They supposed to be your Steph Curry. They supposed to be your Klay Thompson. They supposed to be your Draymond Green. That's how they getting paid. That's how they getting paid. So this is your this ain't where where we you have Reggie Jackson and Blake Griffin. I mean Reggie Jackson and Drummond and what the rest of them 3 years ago. Where you say okay we got in, they got a taste. Now they gonna take that jump. It's not that. He said Drummond needs a real point guard. He's a big, needs somebody to get the ball. Yeah, like Clint Capella. I think they'll get one, maybe 2 games if they shooting consistent. They can compete. It's the first season with the new head coach. Let them play so they can see what they working with. They know what they working with, bro. This is just prologue in the inevitable. Rodney Jones. They know what they playing with. You got an Asian superstar that's had durability issues in Blake Griffin. You know that. You know what you got in Andre Drummond. A kid that keep improving. That's playing tougher. That's becoming a better rim defender. You know what you got in Reggie Jackson. At this point, going into his 3rd season, you know what you got in Luke Kennard. What you don't know is about Kyrie Thomas. You don't know about Bruce Brown. You don't know about Thon Maker. Those are the 3 mystery guys. Other than that, this is this team's ceiling. You can't tell me that this core team, even if the cap went up by another $10 million, you can't tell me this team with the Pistons are going to get up there and compete with Milwaukee, going to compete with Boston, even if they move Kyrie, compete with Indiana when they get Victor Oladipo back if he come back healthy. You can't tell me this core is ever going to be the upper echelon with the NBA, even the East. It's not. It's just not. And the Pistons want to continue to shuffle the deck. They don't never want to blow it up. You know why? And it's building from scratch. For the last, 10, 15 years, they've been trying to reshuffle the deck. Throw some shit together. Instead of just sitting there, making this shit from scratch and doing it the right way. Now, people say, well, Joe Dumars didn't know how to draft. He would have fucked it up. Whoop-de-whoop. Stan Van Gundy didn't know how to draft. He'd have fucked it up. True. That is true. But when you get your chances to get in the top 5 of the lottery, it's hard to miss, even though they did miss with Darko. Fred Jackson said that's why the NBA is weak. Everybody get paid. Now everybody get paid now. On the rosters, guys don't have to play hard no more. Go at your throat to get paid no more. Nope. The only players worth keeping are Galloway, Ellington. The rest of them can be traded, and maybe Drummond if he gets the right mindset. He just plays soft at times. Antoine Johnson said that. Yeah, I would, for me personally, I clean house, bro. I ain't keeping none of them. Maybe Bruce and Thon and Kyrie Thomas. I don't know what they got in Kyrie Thomas. I would get rid of all of them. That's just my personal opinion. Just start over from scratch. Be bad, be terrible for a couple years, and build it up the right way. Because you tried everything else. You tried shuffling the deck. You tried doing this. This is this team's ceiling right here. 6, 7, or 8 seed. This is their ceiling. And Brooklyn going to get better. Orlando going to get better. Let's just keep it real. Chicago, they coming. If they ever get the right coaching, even though that ever since Jerry Krause, or whoever, I think it was Jerry Krause ran Jordan and Phil Jackson out. You know what I'm saying? But they talent is out the roof. If KD and Kyrie and Jimmy Butler and them go to New York, Boston, they still gonna be good. They probably gonna try to get AD. Milwaukee gonna be on top for a minute. Toronto could fall off if Kawhi leave, but they still got some young talent. You know what I'm saying? The teams that I think improve the way they do improve. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, eh. So that's how you kind of think. Are we good with just being a bottom fringe team, or do we got dreams of of championship? And ever since Mr. Bill Davidson died, this team don't have it. Just lost its championship thought. The city don't think championship no more. The city of Detroit, the sports city thinks small. You just got to hit on your picks. You can have a top 5 pick. It means nothing to you, but it limits being having a top 5 pick. It limits it limits your ability to miss the pick. Real talk, it do. It limits your ability to mix the pick. You still can miss, but it limits your ability to miss. Your failure rate significantly goes down when you're in the top 5. And the reason why that is you can have a top 5, top 10 pick, and you can haul in, you can trade it and haul in. People don't think about that. You can haul in multiple players and future draft picks if you wanted to. If you high up in there, 1, 2, 3, you can rebuild your team without even taking the pick. You can take somebody with the 10 pick, get a couple of their players of that team, rebuild your team that way. You can rebuild your team. Nobody ever think about that way. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about just hitting on your picks down. And we seen in 10, 15, 20. The Pistons can't be what the Spurs is. They can't hit on the Steven Adams like what they do with Sam Presti do with the Thunder. They can't hit on who else they didn't hit on down there. They can't hit on the Ibaka down there. You know, the Rockets hit on the Capella, but Ginobili, Parker, Monte Ellis, Draymond Green, Isaiah Thomas. I mean, they not hitting on them late or second round picks like that. They not hitting. They not even hitting on the 10 to 15 range. They took Drummond or Greg Monroe over Klay Thompson. They consistently showed you that. Watch them play Rodney White one year with Joe Dumars. He said, "No, I'm just talking about this year. This team will never be changed over. We definitely need a point guard, a small forward, and a few more pieces on the bench." How do you get that, Rodney Jones? We don't have no money. Right now, the Pistons are negative 9 or 10 million in the cap on the cap. They negative. The best thing you can hope for is a mid-level exception next year. And how do you get a point guard when you're not willing to give up nothing? People say they act like you can get Reggie. You can go out there and get Kemba Walker for Reggie Jackson in a first-round draft pick. Your first-round draft pick. What's going on, Mike Jacobson? Salute. Yeah, like your first-round draft pick is like a top 5 or top 10. It's not. You're not gonna go out there and get a Kemba Walker or somebody of that caliber and don't give up nothing. And then the guys you got, they tried to move Drummond to Memphis for Marcus Gasol for whatever reason that is. And Memphis didn't want Andre Drummond. They didn't want him. Yeah, salute, Mike. Hopefully everything is well. They didn't want him. How you gonna move Blake Griffin? And he just tore up his knee again. You move Blake Griffin. If you move Blake Griffin at the All-Star break or before right at the deadline, you probably get something for Blake Griffin because he's playing out of his mind. But you know what? They want Blake Griffin to be. You ever seen Space Jams where he wanted, if they had the Looney Tunes had lost and they wanted Michael Jordan to be their show on their planet and just dribble the ball and play kids one-on-one and lose purposely and just be an attraction? They got Blake Griffin. It wasn't no real basketball reasons why they got Blake Griffin. They got Blake Griffin because of business reason to put asses in the seats. That's the star they can get. And the Clippers was happy. Oh shit, we give up Blake Griffin. You can have him. We just signed him. There's no loyalty to these players. You can have him. I was like, oh, they got over on us. Yeah, that's what I initially thought. And now I know it for sure. The Clippers in the playoffs too, in the West. With a ton of cap space now. They can do whatever they want to do. Can they get Kevin Durant there off of Jerry West? Maybe. They supposed to be getting a new arena. They possibly can land Kawhi Leonard. We made that shit possible by taking Blake Griffin. We made that shit possible. Oh man, sorry to hear that, bro. I lost my grandma like 2 years ago, man. Sorry to hear that, man. Hopefully everything is go well with the arrangements and all that stuff, man. That shit could be hectic. It'd be real hectic. Sorry to hear that, man. I'm trying to stay out the way of that type of stuff. Try to stay out the way of just getting into funeral arrangements and who want this, who want that. I lost my great grandma and grandma back to back. I think back to back years. Maybe it was a year or two between it. But yeah, it's tough. He said, I like San Antonio. They don't never draft early, but they always hit on picks. Scouting department. For Fred Jackson. Real talk with Dewan say, it's important we get a wing and a guard. I love if we trade Reggie Jackson and go after Kemba Walker. So, yeah. Right? You still won't have the money. You still won't have the money to sign Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker gonna be trying to look at around 30. You have to do a trade, a sign and trade. Willie Kennedy. What people gotta realize is the Pistons don't have no money. They're -10. So if Reggie Jackson make 19 million on the book next year, you take his 9 off. Let's just say they down -9 to be exact. You free up 10 million in cap space. Kemba Walker probably gonna get 30 million a year next year. So you have to do a sign and trade. And if you have to move Drummond or Blake Griffin to make that happen to clear out the cap space, if you can, that still may not be enough. Kemba Walker don't want to come here and just be the only star. He can stay in Charlotte and enjoy the weather in Charlotte for that. He said snag someone for like 100 from Virginia. He going into the top. He going in top 5 now. He projected going to top 5 or top 7 now. You know, his stock shot up after that championship game, top 5, top 7. So the Pistons gonna be picking around the 14, 15, 16, 17 range, whatever that may be. See, that's why you tank. you got to tank in the right years too. That's the thing about it. You know, you got to tank in the right years, and it's hard to do. It's hard to project. But next year's draft, it got some. I mean, next year's draft got some good players in it from top to bottom from what I'm looking at. But really, the Pistons ideally needed Ja Morant. Jerry West said Ja Morant is the best player in this draft, and I agree with him over Zion. I don't care what nobody says. And I could be wrong, but the last year, you know, could Trae Young had helped if they kept their pick and they tanked? Could Trae Young had helped the Pistons? Had Luka Doncic could have helped the Pistons? Yup. They could have helped the Pistons. Really could. They could have really helped the Pistons. This year, you double back. And people say, well, they never let the Pistons get the lottery. Shit, I happy with the number 2, 3, 4 pick. If you know somebody's stupid enough to take R.J. Barrett, you get Ja Morant. You can still get Hunter. He up in there. It's a lot of different players. But the Pistons, like I say last year, you know, if they never traded that pick to the Los Angeles Clippers, they should have. They wasn't because Cleveland didn't take a shot on this guy. They should have took a chance on Michael Porter Jr. Real talk. I will be perfectly fine if I get value and take a risk. If I can get value like a guy that has superstar potential, and I know the back injury made him slide to number 1 or 2, 3 pick all the way to 15. But you got to take risks. You got to take risks. You got to take risks. And that kid, he dunking again. They letting him heal up. And if Denver get the Michael Porter Jr. that was projected coming out the McDonald's game, you know, coming out of Missouri to hurt his back, if they get that kid that's healthy, 6'10", Kevin Durant type of kid, go down as one of the greatest risks. If he don't do good, guess what? They still got Gary Harris, Will Barton, and if you look at it from the Pistons, it's kind of playing it where you don't have no pressure. Look here, man, we done missed so many fucking picks. I mean, come on, let's take a chance and see if it can work. But Detroit teams, as far as the Pistons and the Lions, they never take chances. Never. They never take chances on players. I'll give Reggie Jackson and a couple other pieces. I don't know, more picks. I mean, I don't know what you can get for Reggie, but it's an attractive contract. You can't always get the top guys in the draft, but you have to be a good evaluator of talent, even with low cap space. Yeah, you gotta be a good evaluator of talent. But if it was that easy, everybody would be a top dog at it. Everybody be a top dog at it. It ain't easy. So you got a team that's historically drafted bad. You need to get the highest possible. Yeah, they missed the pick with Darko. That was stupid. But yeah, the fucking Philadelphia 76ers was 2 out of 4. Don't forget that. They missed on Fultz. They missed on Noel up there in the top, what, 5 or 7. They hit on Ben Simmons. They hit on Joel Embiid. That's all it took. 4 out of 2. And what if they would have, the pendulum would have went the other day? They took Jason Tatum. Tatum, Ben Simmons, and Joel Embiid. Because Ben Simmons ain't walking to Detroit. Joel Embiid ain't coming through Detroit. You know what I'm saying? LeBron ain't coming to Detroit. KD ain't coming to Detroit. Westbrook ain't coming to Detroit. James Harden. You think James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Westbrook would have willingly went to Oklahoma City? No. Look at the Thunder, the Seattle Sonics. Durant, Westbrook, Harden, all in the top 5, I believe. All in the top 5. Changed their fucking shit around. Then they added Ibaka. It changed their franchise around. Being bad, being patient. You think that perfect storm would have happened in free agency? Ain't nobody coming to Oklahoma City. You ever been to Oklahoma City? Like you drive out of Texas, you go to Oklahoma City, it's like just gloomy. You start seeing cows and moo. Like, I might want to be in there. He said, Dewan say Shai Gilgeous Alexander could have. Yeah, he's a good player. I don't know how good he gonna be, but I like him a lot. He won me some money on FanDuel. Rick Rude, Zion won't last in the league unless he lose weight. Exactly, that's my point. Durability. And he might be shorter than people expect. Michael Jacobson, I think the Pistons can be good in 2022. What you think? Yeah, I think they could be if Ed Stefanowski do the right thing. Him and Malik Rose. If he draft good, then we'll be good. You know, we missed a lot of picks, man. This franchise could look different, man. We took Stanley over Justice Winslow, who doing really well in Miami. We took him over Devin Booker. We took one of them, Dre or Greg Monroe over Klay Thompson. We took KCP over Giannis. We took KCP right after we took KCP.